Hi everyone! Today, as promised, I want to tell you about the Kon Mari method, which is of course the world famous tidying and organization method from Marie Kondo. The information that I'm presenting to you today is from her second book, Spark Joy. So what is the goal of this method? The idea behind it is that if you follow the Kon Mari method, you can tidy up once and for all. That means you tidy up once and never again. This method became really famous for the phrase, if it sparks joy, but it's really more than that. It's based generally in a sense of mindfulness and spirituality. She says, for example, if you take good care of your things, you'll take good care of yourself. And by keeping only things that spark joy in your life, you're ensuring that you have a life full of joy. So, if you're interested in this tidying method, how do you go about it? I want to share this with you in just a few minutes. The first step in the Kon Mari tidying method is to commit to tidying. Once you've made the commitment, wait. It's not time to start tidying yet. The first thing to do is to envision your ideal lifestyle. Think about your life and how you want to live. Do you want to live in a clutter-free environment with lots of space? Imagine this. A big mistake that most people make when they begin tidying is to just jump in, have no system, no plan, and just start going through things and throwing some things out, keeping some things really without having any system. The first thing you need to do is just imagine your ideal life. Once you've done this by making a list or maybe making a drawing, now you can start tidying. The key idea of the Kon Mari method is that you should tidy by category and not location. So it doesn't mean first tidy one room or first tidy one cabinet. No, you need to say, this category of things like clothing, books, papers, I'm going to do them all at once, no matter where they are in my house, in my basement, in my office, all at once. And there's a certain order that you should do this in. The order to tidy in, according to Kon Mari, is first clothes, books, papers, miscellaneous, and then the last one, sentimental items. And there's a reason for this. This is because we're going from easy to hard. Here comes the important part. Ask yourself with every item, does it spark joy? And what you should remember here is that you're not deciding what to discard, but you're deciding what to keep. So when you start with your clothes, you look at all of your clothes, and really the assumption is you're going to discard all of them. Of course, you're not going to do that, but don't look at each item and say, why should I discard this? Instead, look at this item and say, why should I keep this? And the answer to this question should always be, because it sparks joy in my life. Maybe it's not always easy to know if something sparks joy. In this situation, Marie Kondo recommends taking the item, say it's a piece of clothing, and hugging it to your chest and deciding, does this spark joy in my life? Okay, maybe that's not something for you. I also didn't really do this, but I often found that if I had something that I wasn't sure about and I just laid it there, a few hours later I'd be thinking, if I have to think this long about it, if it really sparks joy in my life, it doesn't, and I get rid of it. And that's really it. That's the Kon Mari method. First, you have to commit to tidying, decide what to discard, go about it in this order: clothes, books, papers, miscellaneous, sentimental items, and decide if something sparks joy in your life. Clothing is easier. Usually you can tell pretty quickly, do I want to keep this item of clothing or not? And so you're training yourself. And by the time you get to the fifth category, sentimental items, which is of course the hardest category, you have a lot of practice in determining if something sparks joy in your life. This is just a quick summary of the Kon Mari method. There's still a lot to learn about it, so I really recommend buying both of her books. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe.